Welcome back to Not Your Average Cinema. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we are making our Money in the Bank predictions 2025. And this match card here is only four matches. It's
Yep.
kind of a little hard to believe, but it does seem like some of these, they have so many of these shows now that it seems like all of them just have like four or five matches, usually outside of WrestleMania, obviously, seeming to have like 500.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, it's the last time is still now for
Yeah.
John Cena.
Yes, the last Money in the Bank, and nobody's getting the match they wanted. Nobody's getting CM Punk and John Cena running back there, running back their Money in the Bank match of 2011 or whenever that was. But we don't even
I
have
thought,
CM Punk on the card.
yeah, I honestly thought that was a lock. I thought that was a shoe-in. I'm like, oh yeah, they're kind of following what was it? Payback. Now I'm totally forgetting Backlash. I was forgetting the name of the pay-per-view. I'm like, that was in St. Louis. Pretty obvious. I think that it was likely going to be Randy Orton, one of his all-time rivals. Got a chance to face Truth before the company decided, I guess they're done with Truth. Could have been a great thing knowing it's his
Yeah.
childhood hero he could have had alongside John. The last time is now for our Truth. Could have had a career versus
Yeah.
career match or something interesting, but I guess we're not going to do something like that.
Yeah.
For a man that's been with the company for 15 plus years, but uh,
Yeah.
I guess instead we'll have a teaming up with Logan Paul taking on Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Uzi.
It's questionable. It's questionable. So that's kind of the update of our feelings on the situation going into this. But yeah, leading off with this first match, what we did not mention is the Women's Intercontinental Championship match.
The
Lyra
fourth
Valkyria,
match.
and Becky Lynch. This one's been a pretty good rivalry. I think it's maybe probably the best built match of the night, for sure. And I'm glad that this championship is getting a proper storyline to really establish it as something that's worth fighting for. Obviously, if Becky Lynch is going for it and really getting serious about it, it must mean something.
Yeah, it definitely has made one of the mid card women's titles feel more important. I mean, I thought they were doing some good stuff with Chelsea Green. They also decided against that for some reason. I don't know. I thought that was kind of building up, and now we're kind of doing, I think, a good storyline to build this up. So I'm just worried that we're gonna be done when we're done with this rivalry. That we're just gonna go back to not caring, and I'm like, that's just so frustrating because they've shown they can do it. They
Yeah.
choose not to. But I think this one has some. Does this have extra stipulations of this is
Um,
Becky? If she doesn't win this, she can't challenge while Lyra's
yep.
still champ. And
Yep.
then
If
if
Becky
Lyra
wins,
loses,
Lyra has to raise Becky's fist and admit she is the better of the two. So I really don't know who's going to win this one. I'd like to see the rivalry go on longer. Then I'm like, well, then Becky has to win. Although Becky's a heel, so maybe she loses and she still finds a way to inject herself into the storyline. But at the same time, like I don't see Lyra Valkyria losing and losing the title and having to do that and be put to shame like that. So I think, I guess I'll go with. Is this really the end of the rivalry, though? I'll go with Lyra to win this match and probably, yeah, retain the title. I don't know. I just felt they built her up really well, and I don't know. I just feel like it might be the end of this rivalry. Sadly, because it's been really good.
yeah, this one is somehow, even though we have two Money in the Bank ladder matches with multi-person matches, which already make things hard to predict. This one might be the hardest to predict because I could really see this one going either way. I don't know which way makes it more likely that the rivalry continues. Because yeah, she could definitely still, if for some reason Lyra's like, oh, I'm a defending champion or I defended on Raw and stuff, you could have her do that this next Monday and then have Becky screw her over. So then she's no longer the champion, so then she can challenge for it again. Uh, Make it some sort of triple threat.
Yeah.
Maybe Bailey returns. and she offers Bailey a chance to go for it or something, and
Yeah.
then in kind of a reverse thing, Becky goes after Lyra somehow instead backstage. She can't defend it. Maybe
Yeah.
something like that. That's
Yeah.
crazy booking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I got to go with Lyra as well. Just I don't know where she goes if she does lose,
Yeah.
unless Becky does some really dastardly things
Yeah.
and just like pushes her over the edge kind of thing, and
Yeah, I could see
it's
that.
even crazier kind of thing.
Lyra just snaps and beats the heck out of Becky after the match or something like that. And I think
Mm.
I got this wrong the last time. I thought Becky was going to win it, and they kind of trade back and forth. So now I just know I'm going to get both of these wrong.
It's usually how it works.
I guess it doesn't matter. We picked the same. Next up, we have one of the Money in the Bank matches here. We have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. LA Knight, yeah. Penta, almost forgot his name. I'm like, is it Penta?
Is it Rey Mysterio?
And then other Rey Mysterio, Andrade. We've got Solo Sikoa, Seth freaking Rollins, and El Grande Americano. A couple shocking entries in here.
I would agree.
I don't think anyone thought. I mean, we could have thought maybe Solo, but Andrade getting in here over, I believe it was Carmelo Hayes as well as Jacob Fatu. Two who I think Melo's a little higher up than Andrade, but Fatu is one of the most popular guys in the company. And El Grande Americano getting in over CM Punk and AJ Styles. CM Punk, okay, maybe he could have some other things to do, but one of those things is Seth Rollins, and he's in this match. So I thought, oh, he'd be in here. And AJ also pretty aimless at the moment. Both felt a shoe-in to make it into this match, but we got El Grande, who is entertaining, and it makes me think, does he have a chance to win this? The fact that he's in it, I'm like, that's so shocking. That's like they would only do that if he's gonna win. I don't think I'm gonna take him though. I really don't. I don't know who's gonna win this. This is. Do they just give it to Seth? He's like an obvious pick. The
I feel like
favorite.
Seth is the most obvious pick here, and yeah, but the thing is, since it's no, well, we'll see. Sometimes WWE changes the rules and pretends like, oh well, we gotta throw the Bronson brothers out of ringside because reasons, even though this is no DQ ladder match, but because they could get involved, then you could have involvement of like CM Punk and stuff. So you could have like actually like 10, 12 men around here getting all involved at once. So you could definitely, if those do get involved, I could definitely see it since Seth does seem like the favorite here. Um, but yeah,
It's in LA as well. So LA Knight. I think a lot of people are thinking he's gonna win, but I'm like, what's the story there with him? Obviously, it's cool, but with John Cena at the top, Jey Uso at the top, Gunther going after Jey Uso after this night.
I
I
just
just
don't.
don't think he fits in there as a Money in the Bank holder.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing that maybe could be an interesting story wise is El Grande Americano, and then you have like Chad Gable, and all of a sudden you're just like, wait, why is Chad Gable walking around with a briefcase? Because I mean they're two different people, but why? Just just to start more rumors,
What if, what if
of
what if El Grande Americano is injured backstage and his replacement is Chad Gable? Obviously, he would have then taken out El Grande Americano, proving once and for all they are not the same person.
that makes the most sense. But I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. I think one way or another they're getting him that Money in the Bank briefcase, even if he doesn't have to go get it himself, even if he makes Paul Heyman go up there and grab it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but Seth doesn't. Yeah, he probably is going to win it, and I do want to pick him. But I'm gonna go maybe with a shocker just to make these picks interesting. I'm gonna go with a shocker here, and I'm gonna go with Solo Sikoa. Jey
Oh wow.
Uso is a champion, so I think there's just maybe the slightest chance Solo wins this match. Plus, I really liked what he's been doing lately. I'm liking his character even more than Jacob Fatu at this point. Jacob Fatu is just a lot of catchphrases. I'm like, you got to do something a little more now. Get him in a good story. But I'm liking Solo, and I'm regretting everything right now. I should really go with Seth Rollins, but I don't know. He can
The
go.
worst part,
He
the
can get
worst part is
in.
I just thought of something that they could have done, but I don't see any of these guys being a guy that I would think would do this. If
Ooh.
there was Austin Theory in this match, I could see Austin Theory winning after getting down off the ladder, handing the briefcase to Seth Rollins, joining the group. But I
Ooh.
don't think any of these other five guys make sense to do that.
Yeah. 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 Maybe El
I would
Grande.
say maybe Solo, but he's kind of in his own faction thing already, so kind of. But that's the one that feels the most like maybe Penta turns, but
That's true.
I suppose you could have the Lucha Bros. But then I don't know what you have Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker do after
That's
that if you've got a tag team already.
that's true. That's, but yeah, that's definitely it's not as star-studded as I feel it could have been, sadly.
Right, these are all guys that can perform, I think,
Yes,
mostly.
for
So
sure. Should
maybe
be
they'll
matching.
shock.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
if Seth wasn't in here, I feel like it would be like an extremely interesting match because these are all guys that aren't really that main event level.
yeah,
So yeah, anyone but Seth, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
yeah.
But moving on to the women's ladder match, the more unpredictable one of the bunch, possibly. We have newcomer to Raw, Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, also pretty new to the roster, Naomi with a new gimmick, Rhea Ripley, same as ever, as popular as ever, and Julia, who is also new. So a lot of very recently called up or recently returned people here, 4 out of the 6. And this one probably has some good star power in here, especially with Rhea Ripley in there, probably being a fan favorite and kind of the Seth Rollins of this bunch, as just the forever contender. I I don't know. Like it feels weird for a person to just show up or possibly just return with Alexa and then get the briefcase, but that could give them a direction. Where I feel like all of them really don't have something at the moment. But
Hmm.
I do like Naomi's new character here, and I think that she's probably the most interesting and most currently involved with that championship picture. I am going to get Naomi for the win.
That is true. For some reason, the women's Money in the Bank usually likes to be pretty quick with cashing in. Outside of how quickly did Carmella? Well, James Ellsworth, Carmella won it. I think first. I feel like
Mhm.
that might have been the longest time that they held the briefcase because it seems like a
Dang.
lot of them have been on the Money in the Bank.
Did that go all the way around to after WrestleMania?
I don't know. It felt like it was. I feel like it was a long time. But
Yeah.
other than that, I think most of them have like cashed in like night of. So
Yeah.
that must be
Tiffany,
why.
Tiffany held it for a while.
That's true. That's
Mm.
true.
I think
More
Io went
recently.
to like SummerSlam, so maybe like a couple months, but yeah, they usually don't hold it that long. It was a few years in a row where they were just constantly like immediately cashing it in, which is like, oh, exciting, but in the long run, not that exciting.
Yeah, I can see why you picked who you picked. Uh, I feel like it's going to be one of these recent call ups. It's just very difficult to tell who it will be.
Mm.
Um, I think I might just go with Roxanne. Feels like with possible Judgment Day or whatever, if there's a faction that comes out of the Judgment Day, I feel like that could be more interesting having kind of some support behind it. Um, and she's, yeah, because of that kind of a heel character. I still don't know exactly if she's fully heel or not, or if she's just kind of a tweener. But just tends to work better as a heel. So I think you do have a good pick with Naomi, which is crazy to think in 2025. But yeah, her new gimmick has been really good. So
Yeah. Plus, you can have the
I won't be
caution tape.
disappointed.
You have the caution tape wrapped around the briefcase. I'm also thinking about those toy sales and
That's true. You got to
stuff
think
like
about that.
but
That's
the
all
Judgment
WWE.
Day, you can just reuse Damian Priest's briefcase for Perez.
That's true. We could just go back and try to sell the leftover stock of that while we're selling our basketball conference final shirts as well. Anything to make a buck.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I think yours is a good pick. I think she's probably would have been my second. And then the main event, possibly the main event. I don't know what order these matches are going to be, but we've got
It's
John.
main event Jey Uso. When
It
else is
is
he gonna fight?
true. He does always main event at Saturday night's main event, and sometimes on Raw, and segments of SmackDown when he wastes 8 minutes for his entrance and doesn't say a word. But we have John Cena and Logan Paul teaming up versus recently returning Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso. So we got both the champions on opposite sides, and I guess kind of their recent or future challengers on the opposite sides. And I really like the Logan Paul and John Cena pairing here and what they've done with it, and maybe kind of just John Cena setting up for Logan Paul to take over and truly ruin wrestling by being a possible champion, the only champion after John Cena takes his home. I like that, and Logan Paul's clueless and thinks that John Cena actually thinks Logan Paul is amazing, and maybe he does because he actually is pretty amazing. I think. I
He
think
outshined all these people
he did. He did. He had the best match at
on the mic
WrestleMania.
and in the ring. I mean, what the heck?
He by far had the best match of these guys at WrestleMania, and that was maybe his worst match to date.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this one goes because we obviously want to set up Cody Rhodes to face John Cena. I
Do we
assume.
want it? I want this to be title for title because I don't want Cody versus Cena again. I'm done with that. I don't want that to be. Everyone's saying that's going to be the one that finishes off John Cena. I don't want it. I don't want it. I've had it with Cody. Turn him heel.
Yeah, I don't want it this soon. I was
Well, yeah,
hoping maybe he returns like way later. Feels like maybe SummerSlam at the earliest return for Cody Rhodes, but maybe with a beard or something. Um, but I'm just like, it seems too soon now. Like, I don't think Cody's going to be the guy to take it off of him because I don't think Cena's going to lose it this soon unless he gains it back, possibly. Maybe if they play that, but. At the same time, I don't want to see it just Cody and Cena back and forth, back and forth. So I really don't know what they're going with this. Logan Paul could maybe take the pin. The titles aren't on the line. And I think a returning Cody's going to have to win here. So I'm going with the good guys, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes.
I gotta go with the bad guys here. It's the only right choice. It's the only right choice. Cody Rhodes screwed Cena from screwing the wrestling company at Saturday Night Main Event. Um, yeah, I really love the idea of the team of John Cena and Logan Paul. I don't know why we didn't just do Logan Paul from the start instead of that Travis Scott guy. What? He was in the Elimination Chamber match after he got eliminated. He could have been the one instead of because Seth was the one that did the stomp to Punk, right? And that's when Cena took advantage. You
Uh,
could have had Logan Paul knock him out right for John Cena to take it, and that could have been. I don't know.
yeah.
Looking back, I don't know why they didn't do that. I think they don't know what they're doing, but I'll still go with it through the rest of the year, hoping that it gets better. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the heels here. I think they should win. Uh, I think the Yeet Man and Cody Rhodes need an L.
They need an L. But Cody just came back. Oh my goodness.
Like you said, I it doesn't feel like he should have come back yet. I don't even know why he came back.
No, yeah, I was into that main event there. I'm like, oh my God, John Cena's he's screwing Jey Uso. Logan Paul's gonna be champion, and then they bring Cody Rhodes. So then I'm disappointed because
Like
it's
yeah,
gonna be this title change, and I'm disappointed because it feels like it's a premature return from
yeah.
Cody.
I don't know why. Like yeah, I just feel like Cody being in this spot feels weird. So you're probably right that they're gonna win. Probably makes more sense for Cody, but why not have had it been Jimmy or something? I
Oh,
would be much more into John Cena and Logan Paul versus the Usos.
Oh,
and
yeah.
reuniting. But
Uso's finally going to be able to put on a good match because they're back as a team.
instead we get Cody Rhodes, who has always had a soft spot for the business, and Jey Uso.
It's, oh, but
But
yeah, that's
let us know your predictions below,
still an
and how
exciting
I'm just getting
pay-per-view.
too into it, too
Yeah,
upset with it.
we may have complaints, but it's still Money in the Bank. It's still one of the most exciting pay-per-views just for the possible mayhem of these ladder matches. So I am pretty excited for this.
Yeah, I am too, because there's that small chance, small as it may be, that Seth Rollins leaves as champion and old half star is just done. Because Gunther's the next up, not old half star.
It's true.
That'd be best case scenario for
Wonder
me.
what I wonder would it just be Jay versus Gunther for nothing? Or would Seth
For
need to
respect,
defend immediately?
maybe they'd change it to a triple threat.
No, yeah.
But then there's no DQ, so now you got
Yeah.
Braun and Bronson
The Braun and
interfering.
Braun connection.
Exactly.
Security.
Braun and Paul. BBP. But yeah, those are our predictions. Let us know how wrong we are. I'm guessing everyone will disagree with me and agree with you, Pepper. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on that money in the bank popcorn.